Well, you want to know what I would do as the common man if I got into the White House? I'm no millionaire, but there's a big problem in this country. We don't have freedom anymore because the government has always got their nose down our throat. You want to take your country back? You want it back in a real way? Let them know we're not voting for millionaires anymore. Let them know we just want a common man. We don't need a permit for this or a permit for that. We don't need a government that's telling us what to eat, what to drink. Look at the numbers, folks. Something don't add up. You know what the cancer rate is for people that ain't never smoked, never done tobacco products a day in their life? Go look it up. It's 20 to 40%. But the government's telling us this ain't healthy, that ain't healthy. You know, everything gets took away from us. Regulations on animals. You can't drive that truck because it's regulated. You can't do this because you got to have this permit. When are we going to take our country back and be free people again? Because the truth of it is, we ain't free. We ain't free. They watching everything we're doing. You know, every freaking thing you do. Get a permit. Do this. Do that. You know, you can't say this or you can't say that because you might hurt someone's feelings. You know? Well, I want to be a free person without all the bullshit. Wouldn't you? That's why they're scared to put a common man in the White House. You know? It ain't about Donald Trump. It ain't about one side or the other. It's about being an American. Where does it stop at? When's enough enough? You know, truck drivers can't even drive their trucks anymore because they got every computer in the truck. You know, you can't pay for something without being taxed to death. A young person can't afford to buy a home because the government wants to have their nose in that. You know, disabled people and the disadvantaged ain't paid attention to. That's something else that would change if they put a common man in the White House. And there again, I'm not talking about a millionaire. Just another common man. Because we don't need to vote Democratic or Republican. When are we going to wake up, folks? They want to take our guns away from us. But they keep saying we're a free nation. They keep saying that we're a free people. The Catholic Church wants to stick their nose in government, you know, where it doesn't belong, where it isn't wanted. All we want from you, Pope, is prayer, you know, and more freedom. Give the glory to God, folks. Where's it going to come down to an end? It's time to get our country back. Time to give it to the common man. There's many more of us versus them. And they wonder why outlaws are coming out. Because they're getting tired of listening to everything the government has to say. They're wondering why the world is going bad. Well, there is no freedoms. And when you take the Bible out of it and you start pushing all kinds of things down our throat that this country wasn't founded on or meant to be a part of in the first place, that's what happens. So you want to take our nation back? You want our kids to have freedoms? Think about it, folks. Common man for the White House. Not the rich man, just a poor man who knows what it's like to struggle. That's what we really need up there. Someone that's going to pick up the phone and listen to the people when they call. Not some secretary, not some idiot in a desk at Washington that wants to take calls for the president, or not some congressman, not some Republican, just a common man.